A new Supergirl promo gave us our best look at Lobo yet, and I've got to say the main man looks good. But will he steal the show? That's exactly what we're going to debate on tonight's show, along with an Irish actor joining as a villain, Tom King's glowing comments about Millie Alcock, Superman sequel production news, and so much more. Over the next hour, we're covering it all. Welcome to Superman Homepage Live. My name is Steve Eunice, and I am joined. It looks like he's frozen. Oh no, there he is. Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike.
Ah, hey, I don't know what's going on. This is very strange. We were fine like literally 2 seconds ago, but
It'll
every time
clear
we go
up.
live, something weird happens. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. How you doing?
I'm doing. It's cold. Even down here in Georgia. Uh, but there are places suffering worse than me. So
Yeah.
I
I,
got my sweatshirt on, so I'll be fine.
I was
You got a fan on, so
Yeah, I've got a fan on here. It's obviously the middle of summer here. It was Australia Day yesterday, which is today for you guys, January 26th. So I've got the Superman shirt with the Australian flag on it. I only wear it like once a year. This time it happens just to be falling right on January 26th, the show, even though it's tomorrow. You might not read January 27th here for me right now. But yeah, so had a long weekend, public holiday, and played catch up today after not doing much yesterday, and ready to rip into tonight's show. Now, sadly, we don't have Mark Lax with us tonight. Mark is feeling under the weather and his voice is not up to scratch. So he said sends his apologies, but hopes to be with us next week. So get better soon, Mark. We hope you're feeling well and recovered this time next week. All right. We are going to get some housekeeping stuff out of the way. First and foremost, I want to thank our Superman homepage champions, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, Kara Luca, Rick and Tanya Schutzau. Thank you so much for your financial support of this show. You're keeping it free for everyone, so thank you very much for your support. And if you'd like to join those folks, well, I've got some good news, which I'll get into in a bit more detail, but you can do that by clicking the join button below on YouTube and joining our YouTube membership program. Or alternatively, if you'd prefer, you could do it through Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. And I'll get more into the YouTube membership stuff a little later in the show. But we are going to start with how you can be part of tonight's show if you so wish. And I'm going to hand over to Michael, who's going to flip himself onto the other side of the screen by magic.
and I hop over. And I hop in the wrong direction because, of course, I do. Because everything's backwards tonight. Mark's not here. I don't know what to do. But you know what to do. You go to supermanhomepage.com/live and you press the call now button. That'll take you to the green room where you can watch the show until we have you on, or you can use your smartphone or tablet to scan the QR code that is right next to me. Now, if you are using a computer, a laptop, desktop, whatever, to watch the show, and you're using an external speaker to hear us speaking to you, and we have you on, please turn that volume down because we are in a bit of a delay, and that kind of screws everything up. And if you are using your smartphone, please use AirPods, Bluetooth headset, whatever, because the speaker phone function does not work very well.
Yes, and if you're a little bit shy and you don't want to get on the phone to talk to us tonight, feel free to participate in the comments there on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can comment, have your say, ask questions. Michael and I, whoops, I'll get me back on the screen. There we go. Michael and I will be able to see all the comments you're writing, any questions you might have. We can react to those as the show goes on. So feel free to participate that way, both on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as we go live tonight. All right, well, let's start with our topics, and we do like to start with movie news as it is foremost in people's minds at this point in time, and we are talking about the Supergirl movie, and they released a new promo. I'm going to play a little bit of it. It's a short one, so hopefully the whole copyright thing doesn't get us, but I'm going to play a little bit of that right now. Up until this point, we'd seen everything. Everything had been played before, wasn't anything new. And then, I'm going to go back to it, we got this part of it. Lobo appearing. It was a TV spot. It was a short promo. They put 30 seconds up on YouTube and online in all different social media places. And we got our best look at Jason Momoa as Lobo. Very attractive looking fella, I might add. And people's minds were blown.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people seem to be surprised that he looked good in the role. I mean, he's he's like three quarters of the way there normally. Uh, and I don't say that as an insult. The dude's just built like that. He's got long hair. He's muscular. He's usually rocking a beard. So making a skin white, putting the Gene Simmons eye makeup on him, and the fangs. I mean, I've expressed before on this show that I'm not a huge fan of Lobo. But I was very happy that everyone was happy. I was just one of those times where I was sitting on the side on the island as the boat went away, and I was just waving as I was just sitting there sipping my drink. So
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I mean, I can take him or leave him. Lobo isn't anybody that I get excited about. He has been a great character in Superman the animated series. We saw him in the Krypton series. He's been around for a while, and a lot of people are absolutely massive Lobo fans. I know a cousin of my wife is just like freaking out. And this is like his favorite character, his favorite DC character. And I'm like, okay, fine. That's great. I'm happy for you. Like you said, I'm, just sipping my drink on the island with you there, watching people's excitement float by. But my main concern is, are people going to watch Supergirl just for Lobo? And is he going to steal the show and be a scene stealer?
I don't know. I think it's going to end up being more like Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I think he's going to be a part of the movie that people like, but I have a feeling that his role probably isn't going to be huge.
Hmm.
In my estimation, I honestly think I could be wrong about that, but you know, the way that Gunn seems to be, and I know Gunn didn't write this or direct this. I'm not trying to give him credit for the film, but he seems to be really wanting to build up the universe in kind of an organic way by
Hmm.
having all these characters appear in the different projects and still make that work. I don't think he would have Lobo in this to swamp Supergirl.
No.
I think I am amused that once again Jason Momoa is paired with somebody who was also in a Game of Thrones series, so that kind of interesting to me. But no, I think he's going to be there for some fun. But I think the weight of this film is going to be on Kara and what she went through and what she's going through, because that's what the story's built around in
Yeah.
the comics.
Yeah, look, I think he'll be a small part in the movie myself. I'm hoping so. It looks like Supergirl has some knowledge and history with Lobo, because as he arrives, she goes, "Oh, he's such a," and they cut out what she's about to say, expletive removed. And so there's obviously history or knowledge between the characters there, and so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out and what that dynamic is. Do we think he'll get his own movie or show down the track? Possible. I mean, I guess depends on how well he's received. I mean, I think it's probably not out of the realms of possibility. If anything, I'd probably be leaning towards it.
Yeah, but as I'm always like in these situations, because you look at Marvel and all of the shows that they've done that kind of I won't say it diluted the brand, but it seems like they were giving just a show to any concept that kind of floated along. Now I know that's
Mm.
not how it was. I'm just talking the perception. So do you want to overdo it? Do you want to just put a bunch of stuff out there? If this is meant to lead into a Lobo series down the road, that's fine. I honestly don't think it. If it is, it's. I hope it's like a short series, like a 8 episode. I don't think Lobo. I don't think Lobo could do like a 10 episode thing. That joke would kind of get thin pretty quick.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see just how it goes and where the movie how he lands in the movie, what fans think of him. DC also released quite a bit of merchandise for the Supergirl movie, including some Lobo imagery and posters. There was this one with Lobo, and there's another one which is I'm about to bring in at a bit of smaller size behind him. Bite me, fanboy. So, so there's a bit of
That's going
merchandise.
back.
Yeah. So there's a bit of merchandise out there for at the DC shop for Lobo for the upcoming Supergirl movie, which will be released on June 26th this year. So yes, Lobo will have his space bike. Don't know about the space dolphins. I think that'd probably be in a James Gunn movie, but I don't know if it would be in a Gillespie movie.
You never know. There could be like a thing like right at the end of the film as they're like showing everybody like going off that he just comes up. There's like little dolphins with him as he's riding away
Into the sunset, like on at the end of a cowboy movie.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of the Supergirl movie, we did get a casting announcement earlier in the week, and that was, I'm going to butcher his name here, but he is I believe a German actor. Diarmid Murta is the actor in question. He's best known for roles in Outlander, The Tourist, and Vikings, but he's been cast as one of the villains in the Supergirl movie. He's one of the gang, the Brigands, which is the ruthless space pirate crew of the main villain, Krem of the Yellow Hills. So he will be joining Matthias Schoenaerts as one of the group of villains that ride with Krem.
I ask this with full respect to everybody involved. Did they specifically set up that all the villains are going to have actors whose names were hard for us to pronounce?
I think that's their goal. That's the only reason they were cast.
I just that's the only commentary I have. I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah, so he'll be his character will be Drom Baxton, so one of the gang that hangs out with Krem. But as I said, Supergirl arrives June 26th this year. All right, speaking of Supergirl still, Tom King, who is the creator behind the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic book that this movie is heavily based on, he participated in a interview with the We Got Issues podcast and spoke about the upcoming Supergirl film, saying that in his opinion, Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl, is incredible and that she absolutely embodies Supergirl. She shines in the role and will wow audiences. Now, I mean, it's never a big surprise that somebody is going to promote and have positive things to say about an upcoming film that they are involved with, but they're the comments that he made.
Yeah, James Gunn said The Flash was the greatest superhero film ever made, so we'll go with that. No, the two statements can be true at the same time. He could think that she is the embodiment, especially of the Supergirl that he wrote.
Yes.
And he could be saying that because he's involved with the film. I mean,
Yes,
it's just,
exactly.
I don't think they're not gonna carry the quote, or I don't want to say let him, because that's kind of a wrong way to do it. I mean, he's a grown man; he could have his own opinions. But I don't think they're gonna have like they wouldn't have like gone to him for a quote if they didn't think it was gonna be positive.
Yeah, exactly. And if he's got his name attached to the film, he's not going to go out there and tell everyone it's really crap. So
Yeah.
there is that. But yeah, it's interesting to hear his comments, and I'm really keen to see just how heavily inspired by the book the movie is, because I have had emails from fans saying to me, this is not the Supergirl that I would like to see on film. It doesn't seem to be comic book accurate. And I'm going, well, it is. It's comic book accurate to this comic book story, to what we've seen. It might not be the Silver Age Supergirl or the Supergirl that you saw with Melissa Benoist on TV, but it is still a true version of Supergirl that we have seen in the comic books. And my argument to those complaints is, we don't want to see a female Superman. We don't want to see a clone of Superman in female form. We want her to be her own character. So that would be my argument in to combat those comments.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I've got I know a bunch of Supergirl fans that I'm friendly with, and most of them are not happy with this direction. Uh, I This is really one of those things where I don't have like a huge dog in the race
Yes.
because I like Supergirl, but she's not my favorite aspect of Superman. And of course, that's because I'm a raving misogynist and I hate women. Please don't clip that because that will go viral. Well, maybe that's why you will clip it. But no, I was being sarcastic. It's just she's never. I'm a post-crisis kid, so Kara as a thing was never really a thing. I
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, I'm not saying they should have done the Matrix Supergirl because that would just be way too complicated.
Yes.
Uh, though, you could probably get some mileage out of Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor being involved with her, but still, it's like one of those things where I feel for them because I've been on the other side of that, where characters I love are done in a way that I don't like to see, but at the same time, you can't say, as you said, you can't say this isn't comic book accurate because it's literally based on a comic book.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, look, we'll give it a chance. Supergirl isn't my favorite character either, but because she's a member of the Superman family, we have an interest in her and therefore have read many of her comics and followed her adventures, but different mediums. But I, like you, I'm not hanging my hat on this movie, wondering, if this is going to break my heart or not. It's just one of those ancillary films that happen to be within the Superman family of characters that I have an interest in, but I don't, as you said, have a dog in the race, so to speak. So we'll wait and see, what the opinions are once the film has been released and what the general reaction is from fans far and wide, not just Supergirl or Superman fans. So wait and see. But so that podcast up on our website if you want to listen to more of Tom King's interview. All right, so looking towards the upcoming Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, which will be out next year, we now believe that it will be returning to Cleveland, where they filmed the first Superman film. They have supposedly applied for an Ohio motion picture tax credit for the upcoming production, using the working title of Exodus. That's Exodus, which is kind of in line with the first film being called Genesis. So there are several clues connecting the two there. Exodus is the working title of this film, we believe. And as I said, an application has been applied for tax credits to film there in Cleveland. It's like a 30% tax credit on eligible in-state production costs. And it makes sense that they will be returning to the place where they filmed previously if they're going to keep the look of Metropolis and the like the same.
Yeah, I mean, they had a pretty good time there, it seemed. It looked like the city really embraced them. I mean, for obvious reasons. Like when you're the birthplace of a character and they're filming a movie there, I would hope that you would want to make that a thing,
Yeah.
be welcoming. But no, I am now a little more excited for the film. Now that I've had a little time to kind of get some rest after the last one, so to speak. uh, I'm now like, okay, I'm looking forward to the next one. Not like as, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to sit here and count down the days and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's going to be fun. It's going to be 2 years. That's a tight turnaround.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works out. And sometimes it's Batman and Robin. So you really got to kind of, it's a little, but to be
Temper your
fair, Spider-Man
enthusiasm.
2, but Spider-Man 2 was 2 years after the first Spider-Man film,
Yeah.
and it was. I was about to say it was amazing. I'm getting trolled in the comments already tonight, and somebody is. There's just lies in there that I'm excited for the Tom King, MJ, Lois Lane story and the crossover, which is a lie. I'm going to just want to say that. But no, I'm excited to see that they're going back to Cleveland, because then there's going to be a consistent look for the
Yeah.
films.
Yeah, exactly. So we know that they'll be based in Atlanta again for the production, but we'll be filming on location in places like Cleveland. So we wait to see if those kind of applications get approved, and keep an eye out for anything related to the working title Exodus when you are looking in Cleveland. All right, and don't forget, July 9th, 2027 is the date scheduled for Man of Tomorrow's release. All right, looking back at James Gunn's Superman film, the what is it? The top 10, top 100, whatever it is, the rating, the top selling home video titles for 2025 were released, and Superman came in at number 3 on the year's top selling home videos releases. Which is a pretty good achievement considering it came out on September 23rd. And obviously Wicked, which came out on February 4th, much earlier in the year, and Jurassic World Rebirth, which came out earlier in September, were the first 2 spots on that list. But Superman, which had far less time on the shelves to accumulate sales throughout 2025, came in at 3rd spot.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that it came out so late and yet came in so high on that list. Just because it seems like physical media is making something of a comeback,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a corrective curve with streaming doing what it's doing and people wanting to have access to their media in an immediate sense, and not buying something that could be taken away from you literally at any time. I think that people are really wanting to hold on to these things, and when you make the packaging attractive, it's a lot easier to do that.
100%. So the film also attracted a notably premium-minded audience. So speaking about collecting things, with 70% of buyers opting for Blu-ray formats, the highest share among the top 3. So more fans bought the Blu-ray of Superman than they bought the Blu-ray of those other 2 films, and 32% choosing for Ultra HD, well above the market average. So yeah, Superman fans want the highest possible, best version.
I still have not bought anything on 4K because I still don't have a 4K player.
Same.
So it's just one of those things. So usually Superman's my tipping point for these things, but lately it just hasn't been that way.
No. I think I have a few 4K ones, but only because you can watch them. Like there's the Blu-ray versions included, so it's just
Yeah.
like I'm still able to watch it on what I currently have. But at some point, we'll upgrade to a 4K one. But I haven't opted for the Steelbook version, just the standard version. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, I know many people did opt for those and hunt all the different versions down from all across the world. So more power to you. All right, so good to see that the film is doing well there. Now, before we take our break at the halfway mark, still on the movie side of things, if you are in, where is this? Where would Sunset Drive-in Cinema? That would be probably in LA, I imagine. Laredo's beloved Sunset Drive-in Cinema is bringing back the golden age of superhero movies with a special double feature of Superman the movie and Superman 2 back to back on January 31st. So this coming Saturday, you can get in to see both those films at the drive-in. That is definitely a throwback. Talking about Michael getting physical media, going to the drive-in is a throwback. Yep, double feature of Superman the movie and Superman 2 available at Laredo's Sunset Drive-in Cinema. So it's $25 per vehicle, limited of 70 cars. So it's a great way to spend a Saturday night. It's Texas. Sorry, it's in Texas.
Yeah, I was about to say that's Laredo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to say I think that's Texas.
Yeah,
But I
Laredo
wanted
is
to be
in Texas. So I wanted to make sure of
wanted to
that.
be
But
wrong because people from Texas can get sensitive. So want to get that right.
it's in Texas, folks. So drive your car in Texas to the drive-in this Saturday night to watch a double feature of Superman. All right, so that's the movie side of things. We are going to quickly take a break just before the halfway mark of tonight's show. We're going to play some messages, come back on the flip side to remind you about the Superman homepage YouTube membership program and why it's back, how you can get involved. We're going to be talking comic books, so much more. Don't go anywhere. There's so much. We've got the regular segments of our show, monthly segment, heaps to get onto in the second half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman homepage.
Nearly 90 years of history, but how do you map the entire expansive mythology of this dynamic cultural phenomenon? Introducing Man of Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. The chronological framework navigates Superman's history month by month. Discover the individuals who shaped the icon, the date of Krypton's tragic destruction, and the day the nation mourns Superman's death. Explore epic milestones, from the groundbreaking radio debut to Richard Donner's cinematic masterpiece that launched an entire era. This is more than a catalog of dates. It's a roadmap to understanding how myths evolve and continue to shape the world. Go to Amazon to get your copy today.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman and Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
SupermanHomepage.com? All right.
Hey, this is Christopher Gorham. You're on the Superman Homepage.
Hey, this is Sam Whitwer, and you're watching Superman Homepage.
Hi, this is Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman from Justice League Action. Superman Homepage.
Just try one. If you don't like it, it's easy to give up.
Uh-oh, nicotine. I'd better move fast. Up and away!
Go on, kid, go on.
Superman, is it hard to give up smoking, or is it easy like nicotine says?
You no-good windbag, nicotine.
No, Superman. Leave me one. Please, I need one.
That's how hard it is. And that's why I never say yes to a cigarette.
All right, we're back on Superman Homepage Live, where, as Michael gave you the instructions earlier in the show, if you want to be on the show tonight, go to supermanhomepage.com/live, and you can press the call now button to be part of our show in this second half hour of the program, if we have time. But as I mentioned before the break, the Superman Homepage YouTube membership program is back. We've been in the Phantom Zone for about the last year, thanks to a YouTube decision. But we have been released. We are not the villains. We are the heroes, hopefully, you think. And you can join our membership program once again. You can decide if you want to stay on Patreon, as you have been, if you've been a Superman Homepage member there. But if you want to change over to YouTube, you do get early access to videos, There are loyalty badges. We do have the super chats, the super stickers, and the super thanks back as well. You may remember those, where you can have your comments or questions featured live on the screen during one of our live programs. You get exclusive members only content, short videos, live streams, all those kinds of things when we decide to do them. So you also get custom Superman homepage emojis to use during comments and live chats. So if you want to join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button on YouTube. All right, so I'm glad that that's back and that YouTube saw sense there. Good news. Happy
they
days.
sent you that plaque. You would think that they would still want you to, be part of this. So whatever.
There you go. All right, well, let's jump into our regular segment. We are going to do our monthly segment, the super secret soundbite, to start with.
Only one thing alive with less than 4 legs can hear this frequency, Superman, and that's you.
All right, the super secret soundbite from last month was this. Take a listen.
Great work, Firestorm. Just one last thing. Don't tell Batman about this.
Oh, you kidding me? I would never do that. Send. Wait, I'm sorry. What'd you just say?
So that sound was from the Justice League Action animated series. And we had 2 people guess it right. Who were they, Michael?
Those 2 lovely people were Stephanie Logan and Michael Marino.
Congratulations to Stephanie and Michael for guessing where in the world of Superman that sound came from. Let's see if more people can guess where this new sound comes from.
Watch it, dumbass! Keep your eyes open, you're gonna get squashed! Where the hell did they find you, Greenhorn?
So, do you think you know where in the world of Superman that sound comes from? If you do, don't say anything in the comments right now. Head to supermanhomepage.com. Under the contact menu, you will find the super secret soundbite. Fill out the entry form, send your entry in, and we will read out the names of each person who guesses it right when we return to this segment at the end of February. So that was the super secret soundbite. All right, let's jump into the fan favorite segment of our show. Here we go. All right, last week our fan favorite question was, who would be your favorite choice to play Maxima in Man of Tomorrow? And we had a few people respond to this one. Who was up first, Michael?
JP Rocha wrote in saying, my fan casting for Maxima is AEW's Megan Doherty. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
There you go. I do not watch the wrestling, so I have no idea who that is, but thank you, JP, for that suggestion. There you go. Looks the part, but wait and see. Next up, we had Ryan Ignatius Pratt, who said, if the character of Maxima is indeed used in the film Man of Tomorrow, I would like to see her played by an unknown actress as opposed to someone famous. So there's just a few images of Maxima that we have seen in some different versions. Thank you, Ryan.
Celeste Sims wrote, I hope you all had a great weekend and are staying warm in this crazy weather. Steve is. I'm doing
Not
my
by
best.
choice.
Yeah, as you could hear, the weather's playing havoc with my sinuses. I know that Alexandria Daddario, I think that's how you pronounce that, wants to play Wonder Woman, but I feel that she would absolutely kill it as Maxima. She is feisty, bold, and is not afraid to speak her mind. I thought Alexandra was great in the Percy Jackson series, San Andreas, and the Baywatch movie with Zac Efron.
Thank you very much to Celeste and Ryan and JP for sending in their answers to the fan favorite question. Do you have anybody in mind, Michael, or are you like Ryan saying you just like an unknown, just someone who fits the part?
Yeah, I don't really have anybody in my head to play it. Like 10 years ago I might have. But Maxima, it's a tricky part depending on what version of the character they're going with. Because you have to, at her core, she's extremely arrogant, but you still kind of like her.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a tough row to hoe, as they say. But I like the look of Alexandra Daddario. I think she's got kind of like those eyes really kind of would really work for like a Amazonian warrior woman. So yeah.
It'll be interesting. That's a good choice. I wouldn't mind seeing that to happen, but I have no one in particular in mind myself. All right, so our new fan favorite question for this week is, which is your favorite version of the Supergirl costume? We have seen so many different variations over the years in different mediums. So which is your favorite? It can be from live action, animated, cartoon, comic book, whatever you might think. Which is your favorite version of the Supergirl costume? Send in your answer to the email address info@supermanhomepage.com. That's info@supermanhomepage.com, and we will read out the responses that we receive for the fan favorite question when we return to this next week. All right, let's get into now This Week in History with Michael.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
We got kind of a packed one this week because we have one pretty much from every year. In 1946, we have World's Finest Comics number 21. Now, Superman and Batman and Robin did not. Yeah, I was about to say, they did not actually team up in this one because this was before that, but apparently they were enjoying a good game of basketball. I do not believe this at all. Why isn't Superman being able to go over Batman?
And I often see this one used for people who want to use it for a high five emoji, like a meme or whatever.
It's better. I like the fact that if you look at the background, it looks like Robin was the one that threw the ball up for them to do that. But again, why is it leaps tall buildings in a single bound, but can't get Batman in the jump shot? Okay. 1956, we have Superman number 104, where once again we have people looking at Superman changing, which is, okay. We also have Action Comics number 214. We'll get that one in a second. With Superman flying away after destroying a battleship. This was obviously the inspiration for Superman 3. We have that World's Finest cover that Steve just had up, which is weird because it's a World's Finest cover from this era. At least they're all teaming up in this one, I guess I could say. And Adventure Comics number 222, where Superman is doing, Superboy's repeat performances. See, this is a little more believable.
Yes.
See, he's got, he's holding them all off. That's how it should be. 1966, we have World's Finest Comics number 156, where the Bizarro Batman and Bizarro Superman are being tricked by the Joker. There was a Bizarro Joker eventually. He was Caucasian and he cried. There was a DC Comics Presents that had him in there. Action Comics number 335. Which is a Brainiac. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Could that be in the movie?
And we also have Luther. I'm kind of hoping. And we also have Luthor's first victory over Superman. And Adventure Comics number 342, which is a Legion of Superheroes story, The Legionnaire Who Killed. I love how dramatic that is. In like the 2000s, that would be like Tuesday. Jumping ahead to 1976, we have World's Finest Comics number 237.
That's how you handle Batman.
Yeah, I was about to say this is right after the basketball game.
That's
where
right.
He's like, I'm going to show you what's what. I'm going to throw you at these cops. We also have Action Comics number 458, which I believe is the first appearance of Black Rock. Who was a corporate hero about 20 years ago. I think I did a classic review of this for the homepage because I actually had a copy at the time. And also, I threw in Super Team Family number 4 because it is a reprint of a World's Finest story in there. But that's, Solomon Grundy, Once Pants 2 is all I'm going to say to that. 1986, we have Action Comics number 578. foreshadowing future Superman storylines where the world is turning against him. I'm trying to remember that. I don't remember if that was a good one. It was such a weird time. This is like literally like 6 months before Man of Steel, so they were really running on empty. Yeah. 1996, we have Showcase 96 number 3, which is, if you have a copy of this, the first appearance of the Birds of Prey.
Oh,
with Lois Lane being involved. That was a fun story too. I liked that one. Also, we had Superman number 110, which has Superman teaming up with Plastic Man. 2006, we have Adventures of Superman number 648, which is an Infinite Crisis crossover as we are heading towards the end of that series, and JLA Classified number 16, which I have absolutely no memory of. In 2016, we have Justice League 3001 number 8, which has a Supergirl in it. Justice League of America number 7.
Hang on. That could be a possibility for anybody's favorite Supergirl costume if you're so inclined.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. That's pretty cool. Yeah. We have Justice League of America number 7 in a series I still have yet to read. Superman number 48, which is getting to the end of the Truth storyline. Yeah, actually, I think this is one of the last ones because we've got two more issues because it goes to 50. I was wrong about that. I'm sorry. And we have Superman Lois and Clark number 4 with Hank Henshaw on the cover there, standing over Superman's body. In the real world on January 25th, which was yesterday here in the States. Well, it was actually yesterday here in a lot of places, but still. Patricia Moran was born in 1934 in New York City. She was Lois Lane in It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman on Broadway. On January 27th, Sophia Hasmick, who was Chrissy Beppo on Superman and Lois, was born in 1991. That doesn't make me feel old at all. January 29th, Justin Hartley, who was Green Arrow on Smallville and played Arthur Curry in the pilot Aquaman series, was born in 1977. And the late Gene Hackman was born on January 30th in 1930. And that is This Week in History.
Very cool. Thank you. Yeah, quite a few in that edition of This Week in History to go through. So excellent. Jog some memories with some of those covers. Seeing some of them really takes me back. So hopefully that's what it does for our listeners and viewers as well. Seeing some of those covers jog back some memories of some of the comic books that you read back in the day, and can go back and read reviews of most of those comic books from 1999 onwards. So there you go. Mind the Gap saying Justin Hartley also voiced Superman in the Injustice animated movie.
I had forgotten about that because I watched it once and that needed more than a movie.
Yes.
That's not a storyline you do in like 80 minutes. So
exactly. All right, so that's the regular segments done and dusted. Let's move on to the comic book side of the world. And before we look into what's coming up, I'm going to give Michael a solo screen viewing right here so he can show off something. I want to know if you actually found out who sent it to you.
I did. Somebody, as you can see over my shoulder here, sent me, my sisters sent me the regular version of The Absolute Death of Superman. A very lovely person decided that I needed a copy of the direct market edition. This thing is huge. It really and truly, if I can get it a little more towards the camera.
Come on, lift those muscles. That is ginormous.
It's got the sketch, the Doomsday sketch that's signed by Dan Jurgens, but it's in a black, what is that called? You don't see it because I had to take it out. It came like the original. You can't even see me. This is terrible video. I apologize. No, it's just too huge. You can't really hold it. When you open it up for the first time, it is sealed in a black bag.
Oh, nice.
With a weeping red S on it. And there's a sketch in there of Doomsday signed by Dan Jurgens, 1993. This one was 62 out of that. And it has the absolute Death of Superman book in it with the extras and everything. It's a very attractive package. It's huge.
Nice.
The thing was on my doorstep, and I was just like, "What the heck is this?" And I opened it up, and I'm just like, "I need a spotter for this thing." It was pretty big, and I just gotta give it up to DC. That is a really like for a story that is now over 3 decades old. It is. They are still reprinting it in different ways. Though I will have to say, calling it the absolute Death of Superman, it's just like this time we are definitely killing him. This is the absolute Death of Superman.
Very good. We actually have a caller, Robert, who's I'm going to bring in to have a quick chat with us before we get into the comic book side of things here. Welcome, Robert. How you doing?
How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, can hear you fine. How are you?
Great. I'm good.
Excellent.
Hey, I wanted to know if you guys because I think it's so easily just dismissed as I think it's this happened as when I was 12 years old, 13 years old. It was right in my mindset, but the fantastic underrated Superboy series from 88 to 92. It is just fantastic, great stories, ahead of their time in some way, I would say. They brought the multiverse into it in a few episodes. And it's a great series. I don't know, do you have any love for that, or I don't know if I've ever heard you guys talk about it.
Yeah, we have talked about it a few times, especially when things have come up. I've met and spoken to both Gerard Christopher and John Haymes Newton over the years and have had dealings with them. Sadly, I haven't seen the full series. I've seen an episode here or there. Michael, you can probably speak to it a little bit more than I can, but I know that you've seen quite a few.
Oh, I watched it every week. When I was 12 when the series started, and I was 16 when it ended. So that was for the first 3 seasons. Saturday nights were Superboy and My Secret Identity came on right after it in where I
remember
in my area. And it's one of those shows that definitely got better as it went along.
Mm-hmm.
There are some episodes that are very, very cheesy, but it was syndicated television in the late 80s, so that's what you were dealing with. But they swung for the fences. And I mean, where else are you going to have literal Silver Age comic book accurate Mr. McShiss-Piddalik, played by Keith Pollard?
And was great on that show. Bizarro was fantastic on that show. They came up with some
best
great
live action
stories
Bizarro
ever to this day. To this day, I think.
Yeah, Robert.
So
I think a lot of people look back on it fondly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you.
So that's the only.
No, thank you. Appreciate you calling in and asking us about that. This is why we make this available. So thank you, Robert. Really appreciate you calling in and asking that question. And I'm glad Michael was able to respond in kind. So yeah, thanks, Robert, and great to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Robert. Thank you for calling in.
You should pick up that book.
Which book?
That the book we had the author on to talk about his. He did a whole book on the Superboy series.
Yes, you've just reminded me. He did too. I'll have to look at that. And yeah, Robert, look in on that. There's the whole book about the Superboy TV series recently published in the last year. So definitely give that a look. It's available on Amazon, and I'm sure we had the episode. Look back at our episode to see the interview that we did all about that. All right, moving on to the comic book side of things for the last 10 minutes of our show tonight. DC just today announced Supergirl The World. This is an upcoming series that is similar to the Superman one that was announced, and it has writers and artists from all around the world, from Germany, Italy, Spain, Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Cameroon, France, Poland, Turkey, Finland, Colombia, Serbia, Japan, and the US, of course. Each region contributes an original story that reflects its own voice, artistic style, and cultural perspective, creating a global mosaic of what Supergirl represents to fans everywhere. So that's the main cover from the US. This is the one from Spain. There's Serbia, Poland, and Finland, and there's many more that you can see up on our website. But yeah, this is set for release on June 2nd.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're doing this. That makes sense. I mean, they had the Superman one this year, so naturally, with Supergirl getting her own movie, you'd kind of want to follow that up.
Yeah, definitely. So that'll be really interesting to see. Obviously, coming out around the time of the Supergirl movie, so they're cashing in on that date. But I'm not really a big fan of calling her the Maiden of Might.
Yeah, I mean that's been her Maid of Might,
Maid, yeah.
which actually just sounds like she's just really good at cleaning up, which again, not the best look in the modern era. So
there you go. Robert, who just called in, says whose username on the comments is PupPix76, says he has that book and has already read it and loved it. So there you go, preaching to the converted. All right, thank you very much, Robert, for clarifying that. So that's Supergirl The World, which comes out in June. There's also a Mad About DC book that is coming out. This one is set for release on April 1st, of course. It is a 64-page one-shot that is all about, from the all-star lineup of writers and artists who lovingly roast, parody, and generally make a mess of the characters fans hold dear. So this is obviously from the Mad magazine, folks, and it will have many stories. Of course, Superman is definitely going to be amongst them. So yeah, I was a big fan of Mad magazine back in the day. I picked up Mad magazine before I ever picked up comic books. I loved that trifold thing at the back cover that you would, see this image and you'd fold it in to get a different image altogether. Yeah, so I'll be... and Mad Magazine has a long history of DC tie-ins. There was those covers and things that Mad did parodies of the Superman, Christopher Reeve movies over the years, and have continued that tradition time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, I went through a Mad phase as well. I think there's a generational thing to it because obviously magazines aren't a big thing anymore.
No, that's true.
But I think most kids of our generation and a little younger and before us went through that period where you would pick up Mad magazine or Cracked.
Yes.
Before it was a website, it was a magazine. So.
Yeah, I remember like Spy versus Spy. All those kinds of regular features that they would have, and always you loved looking at the little illustrations in the corners down the sides. Like they'd always have these little funny things going on. It wasn't just flip the page and continue. You would go back and get the magnifying glass almost over if different pages to see all the little in jokes here and there, the little illustrations in between the margins. So there you have it.
Yeah,
a mad look at DC, or what is it? Mad About DC, April 1st. All right, so that's that one. But the DC released their solicitations for the month of April, and there are a number of Superman comic books of interest to have a look at. And I'm going to pull up a few of the covers for you to look at right now. This is the cover of Superman number 37. Superboy Prime gets a new real-life job with a new secret identity while he protects Metropolis from dangerous threats. But there is a whole DC Comics universe out there for him to explore, and the fanboy in him wants to see it all. Too bad there are heroes who don't trust him and think he should be locked up. So that's Superman 37 coming out on April 22nd. We also have Superman Unlimited number 12. Little Superboy Lost. Tomorrow Man has a shocking surprise for Lois Lane. His name is John Kent, and he's just a little boy. The reign of the Superboys continues, and possibly the reign of a super monkey?
Bring on Beppo.
But very interesting
We
to see
need him
that
now.
they are doing a story where John Kent has been returned to his younger age, which is something fans were very angry about when he was aged up.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that was a really bad decision that I think they did the best they could with. I don't know if going back to him being a kid is the best idea. We'll see if this is something that's going to stick around or if it's going to be just something for a storyline.
Yeah, exactly. And the other one is Action Comics 1097. The heroes of tomorrow have arrived in the past and they need Superboy's help. But what can a young Clark Kent do that they can't? Find out as Smallville is turned upside down and the reign of the Superboys continues. So this reign of the Superboys thing is obviously very prevalent throughout of April's comic book issues and titles for Superman fans. So that is the solicitations for April. Anything of interest in there that you saw that caught your eye, especially in the way of collected editions?
Well, actually, they have the Man of Steel #1 facsimile edition, which I am, much like the Superman 75, I am legally obligated to buy.
It's a contract
and
that you have to fulfill.
I have to get the foil and the blank cover too. I don't know what I was thinking when I signed that. I think I was drunk. But no, we have the Superman Brainiac Reborn, misleadingly named Brainiac Reborn, considering it's like 3 issues out of the whole book. But this is the bridging omnibus. So between the Exile and other stories in the first Triangle era, this is all the stories in between that. Plus, a couple things that are out of publishing order. They have the Superman special that came around right before the death of Superman. That was supposed to be the Superman annual for 1990, but it never happened because Walt Simonson just took a really long time to do it, and led to a stupid conspiracy theory. And they also are publishing Superman Under a Yellow Sun, which came out in 1994, but really fits into this era that they're reprinting here. So plus, as somebody pointed out, I think it was Adam Mallinger over on Blue Sky was pointing out that they needed that to fill out the page count. So
there you go. All right, before we quickly wrap up, there's just one other thing, and that is the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong graphic. There it is. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow Funko Pop comic cover figure with case is available to pre-order from Amazon. You can do that through our website as well. But that brings us to the end of Superman Homepage Live for January 26th. I want to thank everyone who tuned in and was with us for this past hour. Really appreciate your company. Michael, Mark, and I will be back next week on Monday, February 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time for another edition of Superman Homepage Live. We hope you can join us then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. A huge thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Cara Luca, Tina Murray, and Rick and Tanya Schutzau. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Michael.
Pleasure as always.
All right, the complete 1-hour video of tonight's show will remain up on our website and on our YouTube channel if you'd like to watch it back or perhaps miss part of the show. But for now, I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Good night.